Good morning and welcome student of class 7 obviously in this virtual class. We have already discussed the previous lesson in few classes and hope that you all of you completed previous lesson. Since it is based on class 6, so it is very easy to you and you have already done this. So today we start another topic. Obviously, this new topic from in your syllabus. The ratio. It is written in the board is ratio. So what is ratio? These new things. Not in class 7 most probably. So what is ratio? What is the meaning of ratio? Now just write two things here. The length of this board, shape of this board is obviously it is rectangular in shape. So length and breadth are also in this board. Suppose length of the board is 4 feet and breadth of this board is 3 foot. Now if we compare with length and breadth, then what happens? And if we take another example, the length of a lizard, suppose the length of a lizard is 25 centimeter and the length of a crocodile is 4 meter. Now if we compare these two things, length of board as well as length of lizard, these two and that two, not this with that, obviously. First these two, one example 1 set, and this is example 2 set, this is another one. Now if we compare these two, then how can we compare this? There are two methods to compare these two. One, just take the difference. So if we say length is 1 feet greater than the breadth, and in a way as well as first we convert meter into centimeter, then subtracting these two we get the length of crocodile is greater than this amount with respect to the lizard. This is the one technique. And another way we can compare these two, this one also and this one also, by dividing them. Okay. If we compare this in dividing these two, then we get the ratio. If we compare this length by dividing, then we get the ratio. This is the concept of ratio. Now we discuss what is ratio. After that, so in our practical life, it is very often required to compare two quantities in terms of their magnitude or measurement. Magnitude, that means length of the magnitude and breadth of the magnitude. Length of the lizard and length of the crocodile. In fact, there are two ways to comparing this quantity. I told previously. How? Two ways. One is find their difference and another way dividing. When you compare two numbers by division, then we are determining the ratio. If we divide these two, this is ratio. Excuse me. Why? The comparing two quantities of the same kind, obviously it must be same kind. Comparing by division, obviously it is same kind, otherwise we can't determine the ratio. Always keep it in your mind, same kind. The fraction expressing by how many times of the first quantity is greater or smaller than the second quantity is called the ratio between two quantities. Okay. I repeat once again. If these two things are same kind, now the fraction expressing by how many times of the first quantities is greater than or smaller than the second quantity is called the ratio. So ratio of length and breadth, obviously the length is 4 feet and breadth is 3 feet. So 4 by 3, that can be written in this way, 4 is to 3. That means length is to breadth, that is 4 is to 3. This is the symbol of is to. And in the second case, you must convert into the same unit. Then, so if we convert this 4 meter to centimeter, very easy. 4 meter is equal to how much centimeter? 400 or 4000, which one? 400. So length of lizard is to length of crocodile is equal to how much? 25 is to 400. It can be written in the other way also. 25 is to 400, that means 1 is to how much? 16. Yes. Or can be written as 1 is to 16. Okay. So, the ratio is nothing but, now, obviously, units of the ratio is the quotient of two quantities. Ratio of the quotient of two quantities of same kind. I repeat once again, same kind. So it is free from unit. It is free from unit. Since it is same kind, so if we divide 4 feet by 3 feet, feet cancel out. So we get unit free. In this case also, length is in centimeter. This is also in centimeter. So centimeter cancel out. We get free from unit. So obviously ratio, it must be free from unit. Unitless quantity. Okay. In algebraically, we say, mathematically speaking, if x and y are two quantities, x and y are two quantities, of the same kind, the numerical value and y not equal to 0 obviously, then the fraction x by y is called the ratio of x and y. And denoted by x is to y. If x and y are two quantities of same kind and y non-zero, then the fraction x by y is called the ratio of x and y and is denoted by x is to y. This is the definition of ratio. Okay, this is the definition of ratio. If x and y are two quantities of same kind and y not equal to 0, then the fraction x by y is called the ratio of x and y and denoted by x is to y. This is to. Okay. So ratio is unitless quantity, and the first term x is known as antecedent and y is known as consequent. Antecedent and consequent. First denoted named as antecedent. Okay, or it can be written as this is the ratio. Obviously, these are same kind, so unitless, unit free. No unit, ratio has no unit. It is unit free quantity. Next, we solve this problem for page number 26. Let us work out 2.1, problem number 1. This is written in bold. 1 kg of rice cost rupees 40 and 1 kg of pulse cost rupees 100. Let's find the ratio of the prices of rice and pulse. Very easy question. Obviously, both are same kind. That means same kind means that we have to find out the ratio of prices, and all are unit rupees. The rice and pulse are not same kind obviously, but their cost price both are given in same unit, that is both in rupee. So we have to find out the ratio if they are same kind. In this case, the things are not same kinds, but the prices both are in rupees. So obviously these two are same kind. Therefore, the price of rice, prices of rice is to price of pulse is how much? First one is 40 and second one is 100, both dividing by 10 first, then we get 4 is to 10. Again the common factor is 2, so if we dividing by 2, then we get 2 is to 1. This is the answer. In the question number 2, it is given one triangle. Question number 2, given a triangle and all angles are given here also. And this is 60 degree, this is 70 degree, and this is obviously 50 degree. A, B, C is given. Now we have to find out their ratio also. All are in same unit in degree, all are in degree. So angle BAC is to ABC, angle ABC is to angle ACB. BAC, that is this angle obviously, BAC, obviously this angle. So this is how much? It is given 60. When we write the ratio, no need to write their units, is to ABC, ABC that is 50 and ACB that is 70. Now if we divide all this by 10, then we get it is 6, it is 5, it is 7. So 6 is to 7, sorry, 6 is to 5 is to 7. The ratio are this. It's clear to all. Very same, very easy. Just write down their value 60, 50 and 70. The common factor is 10. So each term divided by 10, then we get it is 6, it is 5 and it is 7. So ratio of the angles here 6 is to 5 is to 7. That's all. Is it clear too? And previous one, again I repeat previous. The cost of rice is 40 rupees 40 and cost of pulse is rupees 100. So 40 is to 100. First we dividing by 10, it will be 4, it will be 10. Again dividing by 2, it will be 2 and it is 5. So ratio of their prices are 2 is to 5. Obviously rice and pulse. If we write the reverse way, then it will be also change. This problem discuss on the next class, obviously, not today. Next we start another problem. Next question number 7 of this exercise also. Question number 7. Write the ratio of angles of an equilateral triangle. Write the ratio of the angles of an equilateral triangle. We know that each angles of an equilateral triangle is how much? 60 degree. Each angle, all angles are equal in equilateral triangle. It is known to all of you most probably. Each angles is 60 degree. Therefore, ratio of the angles 60 is to 60. How many angles? All angles are same. All are 60 degree. All sides are equal, all angles are also equal in equilateral triangle. All are 60 degree. Therefore, 1 is to 1 is to 1. And the question number 6. Let's write the ratio of the angles of right angle isosceles triangle. Question number 6 also. Find the ratio of the angles of right angle isosceles. A right angle isosceles triangle. Right angle isosceles triangle, that means one angle is 90 degree and other two adjacent sides are equal, obviously. These sides and these sides are also equal. Suppose this is A, B, C, right angle isosceles triangle. So first isosceles, two sides are equal. So it is given AC and AB are equal. And right angle triangle, that means angle, in this case angle CAB is 90 degree. Now since these two sides are equal, these two angles are also equal. These two angles are also equal, and we know that the sum of three angles of any triangle, any plane triangle obviously, is 180 degree. Sum of three angles is 180 degree. So this is right angle, that means this is 90 degree. So these two angles must be, sum of these two angles, sum of all angles of a triangle, only triangle, you have only plane triangle, so triangle, I write as triangle only. You know the concept of plane triangle only. Is equal to 180 degree. Now if angle, that is the sum of CAB plus CAB plus ABC plus BCA, that is equals to 180 degree. That's it. Now CAB is equal to how much? CAB, that is 90 degree. So angle ABC plus BCA is equal to 180 minus 90. That is how much? 180 minus 90 is nothing but 90. Now if these two angles are also equal, then each angle, these are same, therefore we can write each angle, therefore angle ABC is equal to angle BCA, both 90 degree by 2, 90 degree by 2, that is nothing but 45 degree. So these two angles are also 45 degree. Now if these two angles are 45 and angle, this angle is 90, so the ratio, then find the ratio. It is very easy to calculate now. Therefore the ratio, angle CAB is to angle ABC is to angle BCA, that is nothing but first one is 90. Again I repeat, when I write ratio, no need to write the unit. 45 dividing by 45 all, 2 is to 1 is to 1. So ratio of the angles of right angle isosceles triangle, are 2 is to 1 is to 1, 2 is to 1 is to 1. This is the ratio of the angles of an right angle isosceles triangle. It's okay now. Copy this question. Next we start question number 9. Question number 9. The ratio of prices of two books. Ratio of the prices of two books is 2:5. If the price of the first book if the price of the first book is rupees 32.50, let's find the price of other book. Let's find the price of the other. I repeat, the ratio of prices of two books is 2:5. If the price of the first book is given 32.50, then let's find the price of other book. It can be find in different way. Use algebraic method or otherwise. So a ratio, if you multiplying by something, the ratio will be same like that. If it is given 2:5, that means 2/5, that can be written by 4/10. Or if we multiplying both by 10, then it will be 20/50 also. So these are equal. So it is given 2:5 and price of the first book is 32.50. We have to find out the price of the second book. If we use in this way, that means 2/5, that is equals to, it is 32.50. This is how much we have to find out this. And then we get the exact value. That means we have to find out this multiplier. In this case, if we multiply both numerator by 2, then you get this one. If we multiply numerator and denominator by 10, then you get that one. So ratio will be same. We have to find out this way, or in other way also. First we find in this way. So this is, suppose we have to find out these things. Say this is x. So 2/5 and price of the first book is given, that is rupees 32.50. We have to find out the price of the second book. That means from this we can write x is nothing but 32.50 by 2 multiplied by 5. Okay. Now if we dividing, this can be written in this way. Okay. This, how much? This divided by 2. If we divide it by 2, then we get 1, 6. This is 2, 5. 1625 multiplied by 5. This is nothing but 81.25. So cost of the other book is rupees 81.25. Cost of the other book is rupees 81.25. This can be find in other way also. Use algebraic method. If we use algebra, then in this problem it's okay. This problem can be solved by other way. Another way, if we find this, let the price, if the ratio is given, so let the prices of the two books be rupees 2x and 5x respectively. Rupees 2x and rupees 5x respectively. Now by the problem it is given that 2x is this. By the problem it is given 2x is equal to 32.50. You have to find the value of 5x. That means x is equal to 32.50 by 2. That means 16.25. So value of x is 16.25. Therefore 5x is equal to how much? 5 into 16.25. We get the same answer, 81.25. Therefore cost price of the other is rupees 81.25. In this case, it is solve of equation not in class 6, in 7. You may use this, no problem at all. Solving if 2x is equal to this, then you find x, just dividing by 2 both sides, then you get x. Again, now you have to find out the 5x, value of 5x, since the other book is rupees 5. Therefore 5x is equal to 5 into, put the value of x, then we get in this way also. You may find in other way also. Solve any method, either previous one or this one, no problem at all. Any logical method is accepted. Now, these are now your classwork. Your classwork, page number, same page number 26, question number 4. Question number A, worked out example 2.1 obviously. Question number 4, let's find the ratio of the values of 50 paisa coin, 1 rupee coin and 2 rupee coin. I repeat once again. Let's find the ratio of the values of 50 paisa coin, or a rupee coin and 2 rupee coin. And 5. Uma's age 12 years 6 months, Ratul's age 12 years 4 months, and Nurjan's age is 12 years. Write their ages, ratio of their ages, these two, as well as question number 10. These three. Try to solve and send it to me. The question number 10, the ratio of the circumference and diameter of a circle is 22:7. If the length of diameter of a circle is 2 meter 1 decimeter, let's calculate its circumference. I repeat, the ratio of circumference and diameter of a circle is 22:7. If the length of diameter of a circle is 2 meter 1 decimeter, let's calculate its circumference. These three problems, try to solve and send it to me in my personal WhatsApp number. It is known to all of you now. Again, I repeat. Within time, obviously within time. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.